Let's talk Pittsburgh Steelers bold predictions. What's going on, everybody? I'm Noah Strackbein. Thank you for jumping on to Steelers to Go, your daily to-go cup of Pittsburgh Steelers news and analysis. Find us on youtube.com/allsteelerstalker. Subscribe anywhere you get your podcast. Today, I have a bold prediction, and I know it's early, and I know it's only OTAs, and we haven't even hit minicamp. Pads have not come on. It is way too early to know how the Pittsburgh Steelers season is going to shape out. But I have one thought that has stuck with me for a little over a week now. I've held it back. I've done my research. I've talked to people that I believe I needed to talk to. And I kind of feel ready to share this with all of you. Let's start with this. This is what Alex Highsmith had to say to me about Nick Herbig.
What have you seen from him, Nick Herbig? Have you seen from him so far?
Yeah, he's been great so far. Just coming in, I actually met him before he came out to rookie minicamp and everything. So he's a great, hardworking guy. I'm just excited for the value that he's going to add to our defense, to outside linebacker room. He's out here rushing hard and winning rushes consistently. So he's gonna bring juice.
What can you kind of like teach him? I know that the pads aren't on, so all that stuff it gets difficult for you guys.
Yeah, I think for me, just coming in as a rookie, I just tell him, just take advantage, of everything that you get, all the reps, everything. Because I was the COVID guy, so I don't really have any of this. But just really just come in and work. Put your head down and work. That's just my advice to all the young guys. And so just him being in our room, just being able to teach him some of those things that I've learned from guys like TJ and stuff. Just trying to help him in that way.
So you have to be wondering, why did we start there? Why did Alex Highsmith just tell us about how impressive Nick Herbig has been, how he's learning, how he's grasping everything from him and TJ Watt as a rookie? Even though you're an outside linebacker, it's hard to showcase your talents as an outside linebacker if you are a rookie and you don't have pads on. So why did we start there? It's because Nick Herbig is my bold prediction. I believe that as of right now, from what I have seen and from what I have heard and from what players and others have told me, Nick Herbig is a very impressive individual on the outside. He is twitchy, he is fast, he is powerful, and he is a student of the game, much like TJ Watt and much like Alex Highsmith. The dude loves to learn. He is always asking the right questions. He is constantly trying to educate himself through TJ Watt, through Alex Highsmith, through Marcus Golden, and he understands where he sits on the totem pole, which I think is huge. You have to understand coming into the league that you are not an instant star. You have to earn your place above these veterans, while also understanding that these veterans have found the pieces to the puzzle. They have found the keys to success, and they have driven that success through a long, tedious, hardworking, lot of fight career. To get to a Marcus Golden, to get to a TJ Watt, to get to an Alex Highsmith, you got to be skilled, but you got to work. And Nick Herbig seems to be that guy that understands all of that and also understands that these guys have figured out how to work and how to be successful. And the best way for him to get there as well is to learn from them. So you ask, oh, Noah, well, that's not a bold prediction. That's just positive thoughts on Nick Herbig. I agree. This is the bold prediction. I believe that this season, as much as Marcus Golden will contribute and be a powerful force to the Steelers defense and have an impact and play well behind TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith, and I don't know any of that to be true, but right now you have to imagine it, and I'm an optimistic human being. I'm going to speak positively, and speaking positively means that Marcus Golden's going to have a good year, that there will be no setbacks, that there will be no issues, that he will be a solid third contributor to the Steelers defense. But I believe that Nick Herbig at some point, sooner rather than later, finds himself in that rotation and finds himself being a member of the Steelers defense up front who contributes, and I believe he makes some plays. I believe Nick Herbig has a bit of a splash rookie season, stands out a little bit, catches some offensive tackles by surprise, puts that hard work and that effort and that education that he got from Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt and Marcus Golden to use. And I think that what we've seen at OTA so far has showed that there are some worries about this guy, obviously, but he's got a motor and he's got a skill set, and the dude brings, as Alex Highsmith called it, juice. And when you got juice, you can make a lot of things happen in the NFL. I asked Nick how many plays he's made this week at OTAs because it's been an impressive week. He said a few. He didn't keep track. He doesn't keep track. He's just focusing on making the next one, not the one that he just did. But he does know that he's making plays, and he does understand that he's getting into the backfield and that people are recognizing it. And I get that, again, it's early, and this is all hand placement and feet. But if this is a quick indication of where Nick Herbig's starting line is, well, his starting line is very good hands, very quick feet, very big, explosive body off the outside, who is going to learn to only make all of those things better with TJ Watt, who has phenomenal get-off speed, incredible hands, and wild strength, and Alex Highsmith, who honestly might have the best get-off in the NFL. The guy could time a football better than most. He uses that to his advantage all the time because he's not the fastest dude. He's not the most athletic human being. Alex Highsmith is a different breed from TJ Watt, but you use what you're good at, and Alex Highsmith understands that and has understood that. That's what makes Alex Highsmith so impressive, is that he's a dude who doesn't come in here and he's not a Myles Garrett. He's not a TJ Watt. He's not a JJ Watt. He's not a James Harrison. He's an Alex Highsmith. He could use a spin like no other. He times a snap perfectly all the time, and he's got enough power and enough explosion to control an offensive tackle to get into the backfield. Nick Herbig, again, is his own breed. He's a smaller outside linebacker. He's got shorter arms. He's got to use his twitchiness. He's got to use his arms. He's got to use his eyes, his hand-eye coordination, and he's got to be able to manipulate offensive tackles in order to beat offensive tackles. And so far, early, you've seen that. And the players have raved about it, and they've noticed it. Herbig's noticing it, even if he's trying not to pay attention to it. All I got is a few. I made a few plays. Those few plays have been impressive, and they showed Alex Highsmith, and they showed TJ Watt, and they've showed Marcus Golden, and they've shown everybody else who's paid attention to this kid. I know it's early. I know it's OTAs. I know that you can't make big deals out of nothing at this point in the season. But sometimes you got to grab onto what you have just to bring some optimism and some news to light. Because at this time of the year, there's not much of that. You're sitting around thinking, what's going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers? Where are we? How good is this team going to be? There's a billion questions that everybody asks all the time. One of those answers might be, Nick Herbig looks pretty good. And if Nick Herbig continues to look good, and once those pads come on, he's not out of the loop and he could continue to control offensive tackles. I mean, if the guy could control Chuks Okorafor and Broderick Jones and Dan Moore Jr. in training camp, once the pads come on, you got to feel pretty dang good about where he could be in the NFL and how well he could control other offensive tackles in the AFC North and in the AFC in general. As a rookie, as a fourth-round pick, as a guy with short arms, as a guy that many people thought was going to play inside linebacker in the NFL. If he starts here, you got to feel good about where he's going. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say this guy is an instant star or the next TJ Watt or any of that. I'm saying that my bold prediction is that a fourth-round pick is going to step in and make some plays this season. My bold prediction is that Nick Herbig is a quiet name to watch as they get into minicamp and training camp. My bold prediction is that the Pittsburgh Steelers might have found a diamond in the rough in this kid, and that he works hard and he's got good pieces around him, and where he's located in the locker room helps because he's got Cole Holcomb, who he bragged about and said, this guy helps me all the time, and that's huge to have. He's got his brother, Nate Herbig, who constantly talks to him after practice, and the two go back and forth about what they've seen from each other on the other side of the football and how they can help each other and how they can improve, which is huge. And then he's got former Defensive Player of the Year, TJ Watt, and Alex Highsmith, who's going to be the next big contract in Pittsburgh, on top of Marcus Golden, who has turned a double-digit career into a very successful one. Anytime you're a double-digit career, it's a successful one. But 2 years ago, this guy had 11.5 sacks off the bench, and he's taken all of that. He's using every piece that he could possibly grab onto, every effort that the Pittsburgh Steelers have in front of him, every tool that he could put into his toolbox, and he is building upon it and utilizing all of it. It's early. I get it. Nick Herbig is my bold prediction. I think this kid's going to be good. And I think he's going to be good in year one, and he's going to make some plays. And I think the Steelers are going to be very impressed. This fourth-round rookie, man, he's turning some heads, and he's definitely turning mine.